Okay, so for me, before we get into any revision tips or how to actually go about your revision, I think the most important thing for me was bringing out a timetable and bringing out like a plan for how I'm going to manage my time. And that doesn't just include putting in when you're going to do revision, it also includes clubs, sports. For example, I do football, so I know every Wednesday I'll have football training and every Saturday I'll have a game. So I manage them time in and I do it around that time. So let's say I come home, have a little break, and around 5 o'clock I might start and do one session, one subject, have a little break and do another subject. And for me, I found the optimum time for my revision was 45 minutes doing like active recall and really good solid revision, really concentrated revision, and then having a nice 15-minute break where you can just walk around, have some water, read a book, watch a video, all sorts. But it's having that 45 minutes and then 15 minutes break, 45 minutes, then 15 minutes break. So that really worked for me, I feel.
Now, once you've worked out what to do with your time, you need to know how to revise effectively. One way that worked for me was flashcards. And now flashcards are quite effective because you could have a little definition, or for me, in this example, a formula, and you can turn it over and see the answer. So what you want to do is you want to test yourself. You don't want to see the other side, and once you think you've got it, turn it over, check. If you've got it, you want to put it in a pile where you know the answer to it. But if you don't quite get it, put it in a pile you need to learn on, and then keep practicing them until you know all of them. And you can also do this with questions. For example, these are some science questions from my GCSEs, and you can test them and get a friend. For example, Raj could ask me what factors affect enzymes, and I could be thinking, and then once I know it, he can tell me, you got it right, and then that goes in the good pile. And another method of doing flashcards, if you're alone and you don't have a friend to do it with, is you can use an app. For example, I use an app called Anki, and you can use other apps called Cram and Quizlet, and these are really useful of doing flashcards online, so you don't have to carry around paper in a changing society where we're trying to minimise waste.
So just to keep it short, if you have a very effective revision timetable like Rajiv was talking about, then you have plenty of time to make flashcards, which can be very useful for some people. However, for me, who isn't the most time efficient person in the world, something that still helped me attain 3 A's in my mocks was active recall, which is a extremely efficient way of revising, because it exploits the psychological testing effect, which helps to consolidate the things that you learn into your memory. For example, everything you learn in a lesson, when you get home, if you write it down on a piece of paper, everything you remember, you write it down, so everything you forget, you put it down in a different colour pen. So therefore, the things that you forget, you can go over them and work out what's weak, and then just doing that over and over for every single topic and comparing it to the revision guide to see what you didn't get again. That's the most important revision technique for me.